ask Dr. Peak to do the invocation this morning and Councilman Baker to lead us in the pledges.
Please join me in prayer. Precious Heavenly Father, we just come before your throne as we pause in the start of our day to give thanks to you, Lord, for all the ways that you have blessed us and the ways that you are going to bless us, whether we recognize them or not. Lord, I lift this council up to you and I ask for wisdom and guidance as we make decisions today. Lord, and I lift all city staff up here to you. Would you bless them, Lord, and watch over them. Be with us as we go on into this meeting, and Lord, we lift our whole area up to you as we just pray for rain. We know we're a day closer to that good rain than we were yesterday, and we give thanks for that. All this I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Join me in pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Morning, everyone. Okay, we'll now move to item 4, which is discuss, consider, and act on approval of minutes for meeting held on June 14th, 2022, and minutes for special call meeting held on June 30th, 2022.
I move we approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Item 5 calls for public input. Do we have anybody who wishes to speak? Okay, we'll now move to item 6A, which is discuss, consider, and act upon approval of the quarterly investment report for the quarter ending June 30th, 2022. Any questions of Patty? Do we have a motion?
We approve the quarterly investment report. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll now move to item 6B, which is to receive insurance proposals for health, dental, and life benefits for fiscal year 22-23, which were opened on Monday the 11th. Staff will work with broker of record to evaluate the proposal and present recommendations to the council at the August 9th council meeting. No action is required.
I will tell you that we didn't have more action this year other than the incumbents.
Okay.
So we also we don't do that.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, we'll now move on to item 6C, which is discuss, consider, and act upon final acceptance and release of retainage fund for the Clearwater Rehabilitation Project at the water treatment plant. Any questions of Sage? Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor and Council. Good to see
Morning,
everyone. I've provided you there with the letter of recommendation for final acceptance and release of retainage. This project rehabilitated the clear well at the water treatment plant. There's a few photos there included in the handouts and then here on the screen. That's kind of the existing or the pre-existing condition of the tank on the interior. I believe the next one shows contractor doing the prep work and the painting of the exterior or interior. And then the next one is the exterior. I think that really came out nice. It's a good looking tank. Contractor did a great job. Worked with city staff on the timing of draining the tank, filling the tank, and they did a really nice job. So they have provided their closeout documents, and in accordance with the contract, we are recommending that the city accept the project and make final payment to the contractor. Any questions?
Move we accept the contract and make the payment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried and approved. Okay, we'll now move to item 6E, which is discuss, consider, and act upon a resolution to amend central rate schedule for various fees charged by the city of Sweetwater. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. We'll now move to item 6D, which is discuss, consider, and act upon awarding bids for grade 4 Round Rock, CRS2, CRS2P, and fog seal to be used for the fiscal year 21-22 street seal coating project.
Make a mention, we award the bid for the grade 462 Round Rock, CRS2, CRS2P, and fog seal for the fiscal year 2022 street seal coating project.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we'll move to item 6E, which is discuss, consider, and act on a resolution to amend central rate schedule for various fees charged by the city of Sweetwater, Texas. Any questions of Dana?
Approve the rate schedule for fees.
Second.
I do have a question before we vote. Ben, will these water usage fees or tap fees or spigot fees be charged for people that have already paid for a permit?
This is just to allow for their use of the water. We've taken into account the staffing that would be needed to turn water on and turn water off during the day or after hours on weekends, and so that's where that number comes in, that $50 fee.
Okay.
And then just to control kind of the hours, the additional 20 would be per additional hour after 2 hours. So it was all based on really our ability to go out there and manage it for those folks, and that we would know that we could shut it off. So it, sometimes water will continue to run, but it won't change their fees. It's just for the use of the park and for the water, for water slides and so forth.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Now read the resolution into the record. Amending, confirming, and ratifying the central rate schedule for the various fees, license permits, and rates charged by the city of Sweetwater, Texas for the fiscal year 2022, and adopting such central rate schedule. Okay, we'll now move to item 6F to discuss, consider, and act upon orders declaring the structures on described property within the city of Sweetwater, Texas to be dilapidated and deteriorated and unfit for human habitation, so as to require repair, rehabilitation, or demolish, providing a time for which to rehabilitate, repair, and demolish such structures, and provide for the repair, rehabilitation, demolition, and removal which requires a public hearing for each property. At this time, Jeff Allen, attorney, will swear in Dana Shawning, Assistant City Manager for Operations, and Sean Bailey, Code Enforcement Officer, for their testimony regarding the properties in the public hearing.
We always recommend, you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you are about to give in the matter coming before the city council is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Okay, at this time, begin opening public hearings, beginning with the first property. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing for 710 West Oklahoma Avenue?
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Now hear from staff.
So we've done this a few times. What we have for you really are 5 structures. I get to present the information, whatever, and a lot of it's just pictures because pictures say a lot. And Sean Bailey here is really the one who managed the notifications and any questions that might have been received by the office in regard to a property owner receiving a letter. Basically, as a review, we did things a little bit differently this time, where in the past we would just send out notification letters, give them 30 some days to do something with the property, and if they don't, we take it to the city council. In this case, we sent off warning letters first to advise folks that we've got a substandard structure, and just let them know that, you know, if they were going to do something, they'd let us know, but it didn't say anything about a public hearing. If in fact nothing was done in that initial 30-day period, then we went to the second notification, which was the official letter of substandard structure, and we placed that there would be a public hearing on this date, July 12th, 2022, for your consideration. If you decide to move forward and declare any or all of these properties, the property owner has 35 days, which comes out to August 17th, to demolish or remediate the property, to come in with a plan for improvements and so forth. If not, then the city has the authority through city code to abate the structure. In this case, and for all of these, it would be to demolish the structure and then assess the costs of that onto the property owner as we need to by city code and state law. So we'll just go over each one at a time. This is just one at 710 West Oklahoma. I think it's a vacant structure. There has been some work done just to, in the past, put up to secure it and so forth. It's been vacant for a while. We have notified the property owner. I think clearly there's some issues with the outside and with it being unsecured. We anticipate, because of the issues on the exterior, that we've got issues on the inside of that structure. We had not received any inquiry from this property owner to this issue. So the recommendation here would be to move forward with a declaration of substandard structure. And then we can move forward and give 35 days for them to do something. If not, then we can go in and take care of it on an abatement ourselves.
Is someone living in that place?
They're living in somebody is living in the backyard in an RV. They are not in the structure. And as far as our records indicate, I can't figure out where they have any rights to the property.
Makes sense.
It's not an unusual. We run into that on occasion here.
Okay. Does anyone wish to speak regarding 710 West Oklahoma Avenue? Do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
Make the motion to close the public hearing. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, do I have a motion for declaration of dilapidation and or deterioration and unfit for human habitation in order to repair, rehabilitation, or demolition of 710 West Oklahoma Avenue within 35 days of date of order?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Moving into public hearing for property 1010 West Texas Avenue.
Second.
This is a little bit different than what you've seen in the past. 1010 West Texas Avenue. This is we've received complaints on that structure. If you take a look at the top left, it was a cobbled up, you know, whatever materials I got, I'm going to put something up. And the complaints that we received, and I received specifically, were that somebody was actually living in there, or having somebody live there. I don't think there's anybody in there right now, but we wanted to treat this as a where we notified for debris. But I said, no, let's treat it as a structure because it has 4 walls and a roof. So it's actually in the backyard of a property, and you can see sort of what we have going there. This would entail taking that structure down on the left, basically, and cleaning up around the property. I don't think it had anything to do with that RV there. In the left, yeah, or down that. That's a structure, right? the shadows are a little bit different, but it's basically that structure up on the left-hand side and then the associated debris on that property site for this action.
Does someone live in the other structure?
The other structure that you see to the side is actually a church that's next door on a different property.
Is there anyone who wishes to speak regarding 1010 West Texas Avenue? Do we have a motion to close public hearing?
Make a motion to close public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Which one is the one with the demo?
Okay, do I have a motion for declaration of dilapidation and or deterioration and unfit for human habitation in order to repair, rehabilitation, or demolition of 1010 West Texas Avenue within 35 days of date of order?
So moved.
Second.
Motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. To order repair, rehabilitation, or demolition of 1010 West Texas Avenue within 35 days from date of order. Do we have a motion to open public hearing for 705 West 10th Street?
Make a motion to
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
That's pretty clear. Okay, this is, thank you, Mayor. 705 West 10th Street. I think it's pretty evident from these pictures that given a strong wind, it's probably all going to come in on itself. There's clearly, it's been compromised on the exterior. The interior, from what we can see, from where we have the right to see, looks as though it's been cleaned out as well with anything of value in this property. So clearly this is substandard, and it is a blighting influence in that particular area. So our recommendation would be to ask you to declare that as substandard at this time.
Okay. Is there anyone who wishes to speak for 705 West 10th Street? Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Make a motion to close public hearing.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion for declaration of dilapidation and or deterioration and unfit for human habitation in order to repair, rehabilitation, or demolition of 705 West 10th Street within 35 days from date of order?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. To order repair, rehabilitation, or demolition of 705 West 10th Street within 35 days from date of order.
We need not do that.
Do I have a motion to open public hearing for 1501 Neff Street?
Make a motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is much like the property before, and we have an update on this. Clearly, this is, you can't really tell from the pictures so much, but it's got the same issues on the exterior. It is not secured based on these pictures. We did get an inquiry from the property owner on this, and they have since started demolition on this property. The question that we had was, should we continue to bring it forward to the city council despite them working on it and removing the structure? And the decision was yes, because sometimes we get into they've started it but they hadn't finished it, and we want to make sure that they finish it. I have some pictures here. Basically, the picture I'm looking at, it's a lot of the structure's been removed already. We still have some remaining debris on the ground. We anticipate that this would be cleaned up within the next 35 days, if it isn't the next week or so. But we would still like to go ahead with declaring that property as substandard, knowing that I'd say 3/4 of it's gone already on a demo from the property owner.
My question to you is, do we want to extend their time any besides the 35 days and give them 60 days, or what do y'all think? I mean,
You think it needs 35 days past today's date?
I mean, there's a trailer on site that they're loading up. I don't believe they would need to go more than 35 days.
okay. Is there anyone who wishes to speak for 1501 Neff Street? Do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion for declaration of dilapidation and or deterioration and unfit for human habitation and order repair, rehabilitation, or demolition of 501 Neff Street within 35 days from date of order? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries to order repair, rehabilitation, or demolition of 1501 Neff Street within 35 days from date of order. Do I have a motion to open up public hearing on 502 East Alabama Avenue?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, that's a double trailer. Okay. Thank you, Mayor. This is a property, actually, you can see on the one on the left, we've got what's left of a trailer. It's like a double trailer. They L'd it. So both of the structures are involved in this one. It's structures, and so they're vacant. The top half of the one has been gone for a while. There hasn't been any activity on this property. Nobody living in that other trailer. It's vacant. It's in pretty bad shape, and again, it's a blighting influence in this neighborhood. We have not received any inquiry. It's clearly substandard from our vantage point at the staff level.
Is there anyone who wishes to speak for 502 East Alabama Avenue? Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion for declaration of dilapidation and or deterioration and unfit for human habitation and order repair, rehabilitation, or demolition of 502 East Alabama Avenue within 35 days of date of order?
Motion to declare dilapidation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries to order repair, rehabilitation, or demolition of 502 East Alabama Avenue within 35 days from date of order. City Manager's report.
Yes, sir. We have a few items on the city manager's report this morning. The first one being the SNAP fan drive that's ongoing. If anybody wishes to make a donation of fans, we also are accepting cash at this point to go towards the purchase of fans. We'd appreciate it, especially with 100+ degree temperatures that we've all been seeing here lately in town. So any help that anybody can provide will be appreciated. Want to make notice of an award of funding from the Area Agency on Aging Nutrition Program. City of Sweetwater was awarded $107,829 to go towards additional meals for folks that have participated in that program. So that's a lot of money for a city our size, and we're very appreciative to the COG and the Area Agency on Aging for that award. Paperless utility billing, that's online right now. If you go to our website at sweetwatertx.gov, you can sign up for paperless billing, and then you won't get anything in the mail. It'll just come to you via text, via email, and you can pay your bills that way. And then the final item that's not on the slide up there, I spoke with Chief Dewey Coy, who's going to come in and be our fire chief beginning August 1st, and we were working with him to set a date for a meet and greet and a public swearing-in ceremony for Chief Coy. So as soon as we settle on those dates, I'll let the council and the community know. And Mr. Mayor, that's all I have.
Thanks, sir. That paperless utility bill takes a minute and 8 seconds is what it usually does. That's pretty quick. I have a motion for adjournment. All in favor?